classic thrillers coming to the Hershey area Playhouse. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Local Edition. With me this hour is Lauren Turchin. She is an actress with the Hershey area Playhouse. Thanks for being with us, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
Talk to us a little bit about the Playhouse. It's a very community-based organization, but you've come a long way in the time you've been in existence.
Well, yes, as I mentioned before, it has started in the little tiny parking lot at the Hershey Park, and they actually did Barefoot in the Park was our first production. And now we actually have our own building. It's in this beautiful barn, well, converted barn. It's not a barn anymore, so you know you won't see chickens and whatnot running around. So it's a really nice community theater, and it's nice that you'll get to see, you know, your friends on stage, people that you know in the community, you know, your teachers, your friends, people at your supermarket, whatever. So
really a chance for the community to come together to put on some really great theater. You mentioned Barefoot in the Park was the first production, and every year you come up with a variety of different ideas, some great shows. You're located just off of 322, so accessible to come and visit.
Yes,
talk to us a little bit about the theater, because I know this is relatively new for you as an organization to have this converted barn.
Well, originally it was a part of the location for Country Meadows, which is the retirement community there. And they bought the property, and slowly but surely they have been converting it, and now it's completely finished. And we have, you know, a beautiful stage. It's a different type of stage. It's not just the raised kind of stage. It's just a flat, open stage with seats all around except for the back part. So you get a nice kind of peripheral view of what's going on, which is interesting when you're putting on a show, because then you have to be really careful about your blocking. So no matter where you sit, you're going to have a good place to see. That's about it as far as I can.
But it really a great, from an audience perspective, but very interesting from a performer's
That's
perspective
true.
as well. So your upcoming performance is October 22nd through November 1st. It's Wait Until Dark, and many people will be familiar with the Audrey Hepburn version.
Right.
That was the 1960s film, but talk to us a little bit about your production.
Okay. Well, the play obviously goes into a little more depth, a little more detail about the story itself, and of course, because it's not a film, you know, you don't have the benefit of music and flashbacks, things like that. But what's neat about a live production for this show is that it's a sense of immediacy. You are there in the moment with the characters, the action is raw, and there's really no moment where the audience can kind of just let up and breathe. It's very intense, and the characters become very involved with each other, and as a result, the audience is going to give this same kind of energy, and you can kind of feed off of each other.
Give us an indication as to what happens in the story, because you mentioned it is intense, but
Yes.
it's very entertaining as well.
It is, yeah. Well, there's a lot of little clues along the way. You have to pay attention because it was written in the 60s, so it's witty dialogue, it's quick, and there's a lot of little clues and traces throughout the story. Do you want to know a little bit about
a little
the
bit,
story?
sure.
It's about Susy. She is a blind girl. She's married to this photographer, and he comes across this woman who gives him a doll. He doesn't know that inside the doll is pounds and little grams and whatnot of heroin. And he takes the doll home, thinking it's supposed to be delivered to a little girl in a hospital. And it turns out that the doll gets stolen. I won't tell you by who, because that's part of the mystery. These men show up, and they pretend to be policemen aiding Susy in the attempt that they're trying to retrieve this doll. She eventually catches on that there's something more to the story, and she has to try to outsmart them by the time the story is over to keep the doll and to prove her husband's innocence.
So all the elements of film noir that so many of us love, we can watch on stage this real classic thriller. You actually play Susy.
Yes.
What's the challenge of, we just have a short time left, but playing a character that many people are familiar with from a famous film?
It's a lot of pressure, because Audrey Hepburn, I mean, you can't compare with her. So don't come to the show expecting Audrey Hepburn. I'll do my best. It's been really interesting. It's been a challenge, but I've been looking forward to it, and it's been a lot of fun. And, you know, I've just been learning as I go. And I have a great director and great people that I'm working with, and the Playhouse has been so helpful and just really, really positive. So the feedback's been good. So hopefully I won't let anybody down.
No, I don't think you will. And I think it'll be a great production. Wait Until Dark is happening October 22nd through November 1st at the Hershey area Playhouse, and we can get our tickets and come out and see really a great show that many people are familiar with as a great movie as well.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
We've been talking with Lauren Turchin. She's an actress with the Hershey area Playhouse. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Local Edition. For more information, you can go to Comcast On Demand and click on Get Local.